The woman on the curb was worth $800 million, but she couldn't remember her name. At 17, Jamal Washington had only $37 and 3 days to help his mom make rent. Getting involved with a stranger in downtown Chicago, especially when he was late for a college fair, was the last thing he needed. But something about her stopped him cold. She clutched a leather portfolio, her expensive coat soaked with rain, while business executives walked past as if she were invisible. "Ma'am, are you okay?" Jamal asked. She looked up with frightened eyes. "I'm supposed to be somewhere important, but I can't remember where." What happened next would change both their lives forever. That morning, Jamal's phone buzzed with a text from his mom. The landlord called again. "Need $400 by Friday or we're out." He stared at the cracked ceiling of their one-bedroom apartment, doing math that never added up. His part-time job paid $12 an hour, but work was never guaranteed. His sister, Maya, slept on a pull-out couch nearby, her community college acceptance letter taped above her pillow. Tuition was due in 3 weeks. After making a meager breakfast, Jamal walked to school, his stomach growling through history class. He split his sandwich with his friend David, who was also struggling. Jamal knew what it was like to be hungry. He learned automatic kindness from his mom, who always found a way to make room for one more at their dinner table, even if it was just ramen. After school, Jamal took 2 buses to Rodriguez Auto Repair. Miguel paid him under the table to learn skills that might matter someday. Today, they were rebuilding a transmission. Miguel told Jamal he had good hands, but was thinking too big a picture. Miguel didn't understand that Jamal had to think about the big picture, about designing cars working families could afford. He dreamed of reliable engines and fuel-efficient systems. Miguel's teasing reminder, "Dreams don't pay rent," hit a little too close to home. That night, Jamal helped Maya with her calculus homework. She was brilliant, but dreams cost money they didn't have. She offered to take a gap year, but Jamal was firm. "No, you're going to college. We'll figure it out." Lying on his floor mattress later, Jamal wasn't sure how. He scrolled through social media posts of classmates' spring break trips in new cars, feeling not jealous, but tired. Tired of his circumstances. Still, quitting wasn't an option. His mom taught him that character mattered more than circumstances and that doing the right thing counted, even when no one was watching. Tuesday morning brought unexpected rain. By the time he reached downtown Chicago for a college fair, he was soaked and self-conscious. But he remembered his mom's mantra, "Fake it till you make it." He didn't know that this day would prove her right in ways he never imagined. Walking through the Morrison Financial District, he saw her, an elderly woman in a designer suit sitting on the curb. She was disheveled, but her clothes screamed wealth. Rain poured down as business professionals hurried past, pretending not to see her. A security guard from a nearby building discussed the situation with a coworker, but neither wanted to deal with it. Jamal was torn. He was already 20 minutes late for the college fair. The woman could be dangerous, but her lost, desperate look reminded him of his late grandmother. "Excuse me, ma'am," Jamal said, crouching down. "Are you okay?" The woman looked up at Jamal, her hands shaking from fear, not cold. "I'm supposed to be somewhere important, but I can't remember where or how I got here," she whispered. Her eyes darted between the passing faces, searching for something familiar. "Everyone keeps walking past like I'm invisible." "You're not invisible," Jamal said firmly. "What's your name?" She pressed her fingers to her temple. "Ellen, I think. Ellen Crawford." A gust of wind soaked both of them. As she tried to stand, she wobbled dangerously. Jamal caught her elbow. "Whoa, easy. When's the last time you ate something?" Her silence was answer enough. He checked his phone, 10:15 a.m. The college fair started 15 minutes ago. He was missing his only chance to talk to admissions officers face to face. But Ellen was shivering, and her breathing was shallow. He had to help. "Come on." he said, offering his arm. Let's get you somewhere warm. As they walked toward a cafe, Ellen suddenly looked at him with startling clarity. She said, "You have kind eyes," with a certainty that broke his heart, just like my grandson would have had. Then the confusion returned. Jamal noticed the name Crawford Industries on her portfolio, but it didn't mean anything to him. He guided her into Cornerstone Cafe, an upscale spot where the hostess gave them a look of obvious distaste. Jamal didn't flinch. He ordered hot tea and a blueberry muffin for Ellen, using most of his lunch money. While Ellen warmed up, Jamal texted his guidance counselor, "Running late, family emergency." He knew it was a lie, but this felt more important. This felt like family. He gently examined her portfolio. Inside, he found architectural plans for a massive development, financial documents, and business cards from major law firms. All of them bore the Crawford Industries logo. "Ellen, do you recognize any of these papers?" he asked. "A meeting," she said. "A very important meeting. Something about children and schools." Her purse contained a high-end smartphone which kept ringing with calls from boardroom security and David assistant. Jamal took out his cracked phone and Googled Crawford Industries Chicago. The results loaded slowly, but his eyes widened as the information appeared. A major real estate developer, a billion-dollar company, recently in the news for a massive affordable housing project. The CEO's photo loaded last. A confident businesswoman in her early 70s with perfectly styled silver hair. "Ellen Crawford," Jamal said, showing her the picture. "That's me," she whispered, touching her disheveled hair. "But I look so together." "I think you're having a medical episode," Jamal said carefully. "We should get you to a doctor." Ellen grabbed his wrist. "No hospitals. The project. Today's vote decides everything. Thousands of families need those apartments." Through patient questioning, Jamal pieced it together. Ellen was supposed to present a final proposal for an $800 million affordable housing project to the city council at noon. Without her, the project would die, and the land would be sold to luxury condo developers. 2,400 families would lose their chance at a home. Jamal called the number labeled David Assistant. "This is Ellen Crawford's phone. She's safe, but she needs help." Within 10 minutes, David Chang arrived in a company car, rushing into the cafe like Ellen was his own grandmother. "Mrs. Crawford, thank God," he breathed, sliding into the booth. But Ellen still looked fragile. "I don't think I can do this, David," she admitted. "I can't remember the numbers, the talking points." "What if I help?" Jamal suggested, surprising himself. Both Ellen and David stared at him. "I've been studying the papers while we wait," he continued, gesturing to the portfolio. "The project houses 2,400 families, creates 800 construction jobs, and includes on-site childcare and a medical clinic. Financing comes from municipal bonds and private investment at 3.2% interest." Ellen's eyes widened. "You really understand this?" she asked. Jamal nodded. "My mom's a single parent. We've lived in substandard housing our whole lives. This project, it's not just business, it's hope." Something in his tone seemed to remind Ellen why this mattered. David drove them to City Hall in the company Mercedes. During the 15-minute trip, Jamal reviewed key points with Ellen, helping her regain focus. "You built this company from nothing," he reminded her. "That knowledge is still there. Just trust yourself." By the time they reached the imposing limestone steps of City Hall, Ellen was sitting straighter, speaking clearly, and remembering the details that mattered. At the entrance, she stopped and took Jamal's hands. "I don't know why you helped me," she said, tears in her eyes. "But you didn't just save me, you saved this entire project. 2,400 families will have homes because of what you did today." Jamal, embarrassed by the intensity of her gratitude, just shrugged. "Just doing what's right." He watched David escort Ellen inside, then checked his phone. He had 17 missed calls from his guidance counselor. The college fair had ended an hour ago. He had missed his one shot. But looking up at City Hall's towering columns, He knew he'd make the same choice again. Some things matter more than personal advancement. 45 minutes later, Ellen emerged, looking completely transformed. The vote had passed unanimously. The affordable housing project was approved. Because of you, thousands of families will have a future, she said, her voice thick with emotion. She pulled out her checkbook, but Jamal immediately stepped back. I don't want money. I helped because it was the right thing to do. Ellen was genuinely surprised. Most people would have called 911 and moved on, David observed. You stayed, you listened, you cared. Anyone would have done the same thing. No, Ellen said quietly. They wouldn't have, and they didn't. She reached into her portfolio and pulled out a worn business card, not hers, but someone else's.